Welcome back, you guys. Welcome to the verdict. I'm just getting off work. Just in case you guys, trying to figure out why I got this shirt on. I did just get off of work, and the Kansas City Chiefs game just ended. And I was in the middle. I was writing my notes all this morning, and unfortunately, I couldn't record the video because I was taking so much notes and fact checking, and getting off-season moves and trying to get all the information together, strength and schedule, how the schedules were based off the teams, and give my predictions. So it did take me a little minute to get everything put together, so I couldn't post before I went into work. So I'm posting now. I just got off, and like I said, the game just ended. But I do have my notes here. And I did definitely, if you can see.
All right, guys, please don't mind my handwriting. I was rushing.
Already.
Please and thank you.
Like I said, the season started already. I wanted to put this video out a little bit before the game tonight. Unfortunately, I couldn't. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys know my predictions for the Super Bowl this year, for who gonna be representing the NFC and the AFC. And with that being said, I was gonna start off with the Kansas City Chiefs, since they won last year. And I'm basing this off of strength and schedule, plus what they lost and gained, which is what I said earlier. That's what was taking me so long. I had to, put in the research and see what all was lost and what all was gained. So for the Kansas City Chiefs, they did lose 2 offensive tackles, Orlando Brown Jr. and Andrew, I think his name is Wiley. I don't know if I'm saying that wrong. Don't, crush me. And then they lost Mecole Hardman Jr. and Juju Smith. So I felt offensively they were going to take a step back, and, kind of looking at the game, I did catch the last 5 to 6 minutes. And that's exactly what happened. The last, closing minutes, those key holding plays by that, that right tackle that replaced Andrew. He got 2 holding calls, which placed them back. And which I said was gonna be, kind of that step back in the Kansas City Chiefs offense. And I feel like even if Travis Kelce played, of course he would be beneficial to Patrick Mahomes, but you still got to protect Patrick Mahomes at the end of the day, because he can't just be sitting there taking hits and running out the pocket. And those wide receivers, it showed tonight as well. Not saying that they're not going to get better and that Patrick Mahomes can't pull it off. It just being the opening game. I was feeling a little sketchy about the offense, and it showed tonight, especially late in the game with those key drops by Tony. So I do got the Kansas City Chiefs winning 11 games this year. Based off their schedule, they have the Lions, the Jags, the Bears, the Jets, the Vikings. They have the Broncos twice, Chargers twice, Dolphins, Eagles, and Raiders twice. So I do have them going 11-6. Okay, so I'm going to read you guys my predictions on the scheduling between the AFC North, AFC East, AFC South, and AFC West. As long as NFC South, NFC East, NFC South, NFC West. Okay, so in the AFC North, I have the Ravens going 12-5. The Bengals 11-6. I have the Browns going 8-9, and the Steelers 10-7. The Ravens did lose Calais Campbell and Marcus Peters, and the Bengals in the offseason added Orlando Brown Jr., which that's who the Chiefs lost. And I do have the Ravens winning that division, just based off them having the weapons that Lamar needed. They got him the wide receivers. As long as they stay healthy, I feel like the sky is the limit. Even though the defense took a notch back, I feel like the offense will be putting up a lot of points. And the Bengals will be right there too. I feel like it is a tough division. That division is tough. Because you never know what you're going to get from the Steelers and Kenny Pickett. And the Steelers did add Pat P, even though he's older, but that's that veteran leadership you have in the locker room with TJ Watt and Casey Hayward. So you can't sleep on the Steelers. So the next division I did have AFC East. I did have the Bills winning that division. I have the Dolphins going 7-10. The Bills 11-6. Patriots 5-12, and I have the Jets going 10-7. And although the Jets have Aaron Rodgers, which is a key piece, he is getting older in age, and the offensive line is questionable. I'm not too sold on the Dolphins and Tua, even though I know they had that hot start maybe a year or two ago. Are they going to be able to protect him? Is he going to be able to stay healthy? Those are questions that I have. I do have the Bills winning that division as well. The Jets could get hot. You never know. Maybe the line, maybe Aaron Rodgers make things happen. But so far for me right now, beginning the season, as it progress, maybe I will change my predictions of who I think may win. But as of right now, I got the Bills winning that division and going 11-6. So on to the next division, I have the AFC South. I have the Texans going 5-12, Colts 6-11, Jags 10-7, Titans 7-10. I have the Jags winning that division. I think it's pretty, I'm not going to say self-explanatory because I don't want to disrespect any NFL teams. Because you still have the Titans in that division. I feel like the Colts and the Texans are not there yet. But they're, two young rookie quarterbacks. You never know what you'll get from them. So I feel like 5-12 is decent, is right there. They're missing just a few more pieces that can, put them in that, maybe put them up, upper in the division, maybe a game or two. But I do have the Jags winning. They do have Calvin Ridley, my apologies, Calvin Ridley now. And he's able to play, so that wide receiver core is deep. Trevor Lawrence is only going to get better as the season goes on, as he continues to get these games under his belt. And you've seen that comeback win against the Chargers in the playoffs. That showed a lot of who he is, especially coming from Clemson. That winning mentality, keeping composure regardless of the score. Continue to let your team know, okay, we got this. That is why I have the Jags winning. And the AFC West, I have the Broncos going 7-10 with their new coach and Sean Payton. The Chiefs, again, I got them going 11-6. The Raiders 6-11. I know they got Jimmy Garoppolo, and I'm not sold on the Raiders. I don't know about Jimmy Garoppolo. I don't know. Even though it's a fresh start. Now, nothing negative about Jimmy Garoppolo, but he has to show me, he has to show me that. I got the Chargers going 9-8. They have a pretty tough schedule as well, but I do have the Chargers winning that division. I know I said I'm going 9-8, and I have the Chiefs going 11-6, but I feel like it's a toss-up. I feel like the Chargers could get hot, and they may go 11-6, and the Chiefs might go 9-8. You never know. With this loss tonight by the Chiefs, it is tough. I didn't expect them to. I expected them to lose that game. Like I said, based off of what they lost, and the Lions had that hot end toward last season, and I feel like they brought that into this game, and the fans in the game as well. Like at the end, you can see the fans. It's getting loud in the Chiefs Stadium. That's one of the loudest stadiums in the NFL, and Detroit Lions fans are showing support to their team. So that's a huge statement. Who I have representing the AFC? Who would I have representing the AFC? I probably will go. I'll probably take my slight to the Ravens. If not Ravens, Chargers. I'm not sold on the Bills, man. I don't know. I'm not sold on the Bills. It's not over the top for me. It's not over the top. I'm really liking, Lamar. If they can stay healthy, I like Lamar. I like Lamar and the Ravens. And if not, then the Chargers. I feel like Justin Herbert can get them there. Even though they blew that game against the Jags, I feel like he's only gonna get better. So yeah, that's pretty much who I got representing the AFC. I got the Ravens. If not the Ravens, the Chargers. And now I go to the NFC North. I got the Bears going 7-10. The Lions going 10-7. I got the Packers going 8-9, and then I have the Vikings going 11-6. And I feel like the Vikings and Lions are it's a little bit challenging. I'm leaning toward. I have the Lions winning that division though, even though I have how I have it. Like I said, any team can get hot. It's really tight. And in which any division when a team is two teams is real, they have a well put roster, and based off of schedule alone, it make it tough to call those games. But I do have the Lions winning the NFC North, and in the NFC East, I have the Commanders going 6-11. I have the Eagles going 12-5. I have the Giants going 8-9. Cowboys 11-6. And even though, the Cowboys added Stephon Gilmore, I just feel like the Eagles, that defensive line is going to cause a lot of problems for a lot of teams. You have to protect the quarterback, and they have those dogs on that front line. So I have the Eagles winning that division, and I feel like it will be tough. Them and the Cowboys, like I say, is what with them. Depending on who catch fire, in the end of the season, and whoever, is healthiest. And on to the next division, I have the NFC South. I have the Bucks going 8-9, the Saints going 9-8 with Derek Carr at quarterback. The Panthers 7-10 with their new quarterback and Bryce Young. They might not even, I don't know. They might get seven games. Hopefully, if they can keep Bryce Young protected, because the offensive line is questionable as well. We've seen that kind of in the preseason. And I have the Falcons going 10-7. That division is a tough division, because none of those teams are there yet. And they're still the weak. I feel like they're still the weakest division outside of the AFC South. The NFC South is very weak. Even though my Falcons in there. I do have the Falcons actually winning that division. I feel like it's going to be close between them and the Saints. Those teams, those records could be vice versa. Like I say, it's tough to call when, based off of strength and schedule and the way the roster is put around. And, whoever gets hot, whoever stays healthy. And then I have the NFC West. I have the Arizona Cardinals going 4-13, Seahawks going 10-7, Rams going 5-12, and I have the 49ers going 9-8. I do have the 49ers taking a step back because I feel like teams now have film on Brock Purdy, and I feel like they know how to make him uncomfortable. And if he, knocking on wood, I'm not wishing no downfall on nobody, he has to stay healthy. But like I said, when teams get film on quarterbacks, that first year that you have that much success, it's film out now. So now they know what strengths and weaknesses. Rather than when you're first starting and it's like, okay, we don't know what looks to give him because it seems like he's hitting on all cylinders. Or when you get that chance to go back and look through film and see what kind of coverage is, you show him these kind of looks. It's hard for him to pick up those looks. Now it gets a little difficult now, so I feel like their offense may take a step back. But I still have the 49ers winning that division, and it will be tough because I do have the Seahawks going 10-7, so it's a slight between 49ers and Seahawks. I feel like with them and that young core they have in Seattle, don't sleep on them. They are a team that's on the rise. Even though Geno Smith is, you know, an older quarterback, I feel like he can maintain them and keep them right there. I don't know if they're there yet to win, but I feel like, you know, you have to watch out for that team. And representing the NFC, I have the Eagles actually going back. It's tough. The team didn't really take too much of a fallback. They added depth to the defensive line. So I feel like I have the Eagles going. And of course, if it's not the Eagles, I got my Falcons going. I mean, I'm only gonna be right, you know. I'm only gonna be, you know, I'm not gonna be biased, but nah. But yeah, that's my predictions. I have the Ravens beating up with the Eagles in the Super Bowl this year. And until, you know, I see how the season progresses, I'll see how, you know, my predictions change or how things play out. So yes, I hope you guys like this video. If you like it, comment, you know, subscribe, share it. This is Pure TV, and I hope to see you next time on my upcoming YouTube video.